Hey, this is Never with Disket. Just want to say thank you so much for letting us earn your business when you ordered your customized Disket grill. So what I wanted to do real quick is show you how to put your Disket grill together now that you've received it. Now, for just the Disket, you should be expecting two boxes. One will contain the burner with the top plate and the casters and the hardware. The other will contain the disc, the base plate, and the legs. Occasionally, if we can fit some accessories in those boxes, we'll do so. But if you ordered separate accessories, look for those in a separate box. So to get started, what you'll probably need is something just to cut your boxes open. We use quite a few staples because these things are heavy. So you might want to use a pair of pliers or something, a needle-nose pliers, just to pull those staples out, open up your box. So to assemble your Disket grill, you only need a couple tools. You'll need a 5/32 Allen wrench and either an adjustable wrench, or you can use a 7/16 open-end wrench or a socket. In this case, I'm going to use a socket and a drill. So let's get started. I'm going to use my smaller box and open up the contents here. Here I'm going to pull out all my shipping stuff. Let's make sure we got our casters. We'll have all of our hardware needed. And of course, the Disket burner. So the Disket burner and wind ring are already coming pre-assembled. I'm going to pull off the packaging off the back of the burner to protect it during shipping. The knob will be in here. Go ahead and place the knob. There's a little square spot on the knob. Tie that onto the burner and push that on. Make sure that runs good. Get rid of the extra cardboard. Now what I want to do is go ahead and the easiest way to build the Disket is actually flip it upside down. So on a table, I'm going to set this upside down like so. Now I'm going to get to the second box, which will include the cooking disc, the base plate, and the 4 legs. So the legs will be separate. I'm going to go ahead and put these somewhere here so I can get to all the other stuff. This particular model is the pottery design. Again, these are all made out of 3/16 plate steel, and it's all powder coated. You'll find 4 of them in the box. Depending what you ordered, you may have all 4 the same, or you may have chosen 4 different designs. So make sure you have all those set up in there. The base plate is sandwiched in between all that cardboard to protect everything during shipping. And then of course the cooking disc will be at the bottom. So now we got a chance to get everything out of the packaging. We got everything laid out over here, and just a quick review. We've got the burner assembly with the top plate. It's got the regulator, burner, everything's all mounted together. We've got our 4 swivel casters, our hardware package. We have the Disket legs, and we've got the base plate. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and install the casters. So you're going to have 16 lock washers and 16 hex nuts in your assembly bag. Now what I like to do is, on the inside bolts, I'll put a lock washer directly over the weld studs. Just on the 2 inside, on each caster. So now we've got, again, lock nuts on the inside studs. Then I'll go ahead and place my swivel casters right over that. And then I'm going to put lock washers on the outward studs. So we have lock washers on all of them. Let me get zoom in on here. These ones the lock washers are under, these ones the lock washers are on top. Then I'm going to go ahead and just put my hex nuts on, and then we're going to tighten them. No need to over tighten the heck out of them. So now we got all the nuts, the lock washers and nuts installed. Just to make it faster, I'm going to go ahead and use a drill with a 7/16 socket. Now if you're using a drill, make sure you adjust the clutch so you don't over tighten it. So you do that to all 16 nuts, the casters are ready. So now that we got our casters installed on the base plate, now it's time to put the rest of it together. Only 7 nuts and bolts required for this, the rest of the assembly. So one thing you want to pay attention to when you're building the Disket grill is note the side of where the regulator is. The leg directly next to where the regulator connects is going to be your removable leg. You're going to see tabs welded on the bottom side for all 4 of those legs, but just keep a note of this location. It'll determine how you rotate that base plate when you put it on. So I'm going to put the regulator out of the way. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab the disket leg. Now, if you ordered 4 different designs, you can put these things anywhere you want. They'll fit in any of the slots. But if you want one particular one to be the removable leg, just make sure you keep that in this position. So let's go ahead and put that removable leg in first. Now, this is going to be the only leg that does not get tightened up. Now, for the assembly here, we like to use nylock nuts. You never have to worry about it coming loose. On this particular leg, you want to use your regular hex nuts, so you don't have to worry about the nylon threads totally clinching all the time, making it hard to get that removable leg off. So here, I'm just going to hand thread that hex nut onto this bolt. So I'll go and let that sit there, and then do the same thing by aligning the other legs. The notch will slide in, and there's going to be a bolt hole that will tie in and line up with the tab. Now we got all 4 legs in there kind of loose. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tighten these nuts up just a little bit, just to keep them a little snug as I put my base plate on. Removable leg, you barely want to tighten off. Now what I want to do is I want to go ahead and open these up just a little bit so that the alignment will work with the base plate. Now, as we mentioned, there's only one thing we have to worry about, location of the base plate, and that's because of this removable leg here. So when you look at the bottom of the base plate, you see there's 3 welded tabs. This one does not have a tab welded intentionally. There's no need to go ahead and unbolt that removable leg from the bottom. So using the position where there's no tab welded, align it directly over the leg that is closest to the regulator. So carefully line this up with the tabs. Gotta make sure you don't scratch your beautiful base plate. Once we get all 4 of those lined in, lock it down like so, and then we'll go ahead and use, you'll have 3 more sets of nuts, hex nuts and bolts. Just tie those in either with the nylock that will provide or a lock washer with the hex nut. Just take a look at the adjustment in here to make sure you don't have spaces in between there. If you like the way that looks, go ahead and tighten them up. So I'll use a 5/32 Allen wrench. I'll go ahead and tighten all these up. Same thing for the bottom. Go ahead and everything's again real good, except for the removable leg. There's no need to tighten that up real good. Voila, now it's assembled. So now the only thing is the disket grill is pretty heavy, so you might want to get some help turning this thing over. Depending on the design, it can weigh between 85 and as much as 125 pounds. So get somebody to help you flip this thing over, and let's show you how to install that propane tank. So now that you got your disket fully assembled, everything's nice and tight, flipped over here. I'm just leaving this elevated just for camera purpose, make it a little bit easier to show you how you put in that propane tank. Now, as we mentioned, one leg is removable. So it's always the leg next to the regulator. So all we're going to do, remember we left this one just hand tight. I'm going to pull off that hex nut and the bolt, and then I'm going to pop this leg out and away. Now we're going to put your propane tank in. So what you want to do is set your propane tank right in the middle. And what I do is I rotate the propane tank so that my hose can sit away from any kind of heat. So I'll pull off that safety valve here. Actually, put the leg back in. To reinstall it, line the notch up in the bottom, line the notch up in the top, and just go ahead and pop that stainless steel bolt and nut back in, just to keep that leg from moving. Now the disket regulator is a standard hard-nosed POL regulator, so it'll connect to any standard propane tank. You always want to go ahead and connect, safely connect, and make sure you have a complete safe propane tank connection. A lot of times you might even consider doing some kind of soap test and stuff, safety first. Now most propane tanks these days actually have a safety valve built into it. What that means, if you open the tank too fast, in some cases the gas flow is actually restricted. So what you want to do is crank your tank open nice and slow. And you let that open up, and then to light it, all you do is push that knob in, slowly rotate to the left, and click, you got ignition. Time to cook. Next up, we'll show you guys how to season your disket, and we can get into some more accessories. So again, just wanted to say thank you so much for choosing Disket. We're extremely excited to earn your business. Thanks for being our customer. Cooking outdoors has never been better. Disket.